Welcome to Adventures in Life. I'm your host, Earl Beecher. Our guests are Adeleina, whom you just heard playing the piano. I want to get back to that. And Maestro Joseph Valenti.
Thank you for having us. Sir.
We're very happy to have you both here, believe me. I want to acquaint you folks. These two are about as dynamic a positive force in the field of music as I've run into. Adeleina, what was the name of that piece that you were playing?
The Angelic Connection. It's used mainly for, in spiritual circles, religious circles, people to enter into prayer or meditation.
Oh, okay. And it's the lead cut on this CD
Yes,
that you have, and the
Yes,
CD is entitled?
Celestial Music.
And it is.
Thank you.
Celestial Music. And Adeleina has another CD. I want to establish the fact she's a recording star. Pony Prancer's Birthday Party.
Yes.
A horse's birthday party?
Yes. It's a story about a little pony and all his adventures around the world. And also his birthday party. We have a brand new birthday song out that we want to market for children, that children seem to love very much everywhere, and specially formulated, designed for them. And some of my own more pop piano compositions with piano, bells, and rhythm, and also the beautiful, hauntingly beautiful light classics.
Light classics.
Yes.
Like Mozart.
Like Mozart.
And Bartok and Bach. The real light stuff.
I should say, in a simplified version, that's why it's such light. Pardon me.
Excuse me,
yes,
I'm
yes,
having fun. You are actually bringing the classics to the children.
Absolutely, yes. The well-loved ones, the ones that they really, those really wonderful melodies that the parents already know, like Bakuno's Ave Maria or Dvorak New World Symphony,
yes.
Jules Massenet's Meditation, and... Yeah.
So the children are going, they've been taking the music out of the schools, and this is one reason why I'm so thrilled to have you both here today, because you are bringing music back.
Yes, yes.
Classical music
yes.
back. Joe, of course, can handle jazz. I mean, I don't know a better jazz trumpeter
Absolutely,
in the business.
that's right, that's for
but
sure.
He is primarily a conductor of symphony orchestras.
Absolutely.
And this is the thing.
Yes.
And I have a couple of things here by Maestro Valenti, better known as Joe when he's doing jazz. One is a beautiful album of trumpet and keyboard with Bill Baker, and the other is a beautiful album of trumpet with piano with Paul Smith. And I hope everybody knows who he is. And so it's just a delight to have you here and to be able to show these. Now, we're going to be concentrating. You're putting together programs. Joe, you mentioned that you already are working with a group that is doing music in the schools. Tell us a little bit about that and what this is different.
The Peninsula Symphony has had for several years.
The Peninsula Symphony is located in Palos Verdes.
In the southwest part of California.
Thank you.
It's in Palos Verdes, yes, Peninsula. And the Peninsula Symphony has had a little program going for several years now, little Mozart program, where they do dress and they present these simple melodies to the lower classes of the schools. And
up to grade 5?
I'm not sure, but I believe it's the 2, 3, 4, or 5 or something like that. You know.
Okay.
But it's the early grades, and they've operated this on it's like a little separate unit that's gone out and do it. I really don't know too much of their works other than it's very effective, and it deals with Mozart.
And the children love it.
They love it. And after years of trying to prod the schools, myself, going to many, many dozens of meetings, finally got the music in the lower classes of the Peninsula Unified School District. But I believe our program is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be aiming at a larger segment and more area, of course, and covering the different types of music from the lower levels to the higher levels, and dealing with each level with the different composers that are better understood by that type of person.
Yes, dealing with the individual age groups and using the music that's
also-
more appropriate for it.
Also the therapeutic end of it, which has been proven through the years medically and emotionally, the necessity of music in everyone's life.
I'm in the recording end of things, and I'm working with a group right now that is setting up a series of treatment centers for PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And when you were talking just now, like, you know, we could use classical music in treating so many of our service people who are coming home with
Right.
all of these
Absolutely.
problems.
Yes, yes, the adagio.
The therapeutic end of it, there's no end.
That's
I've been focused on the educational end of it. Tell me more. The education for the children.
Yes, yes. We can reach different age groups, and we need to reach all the age groups. It's not just for younger children or intermediates. We can go to high school children, even college and university students who would need music as a special form of nourishment during the stressful times. Music counteracts stress, and it's very important how we use it and what pieces of music we use. Now, for example, this is an example, perhaps this is a little bit off the track, but I can remember doing Christmas concerts at particular terminally ill units and where people were stroke victims, and we choose the music very carefully. We don't just do any old program. Beautiful music, penetrating melodies that embrace their sorrow, embrace their misery, enable them to be elevated to a more positive level. We had 2 ladies who were not speaking for 12 years. They were stroke victims. They couldn't talk or anything like that. After our segment, we went home. The next day the nurse phoned. There were 2 individual cases, and the nurse told us that this particular lady at the St. Vincent's Hospital in Vancouver, she was talking again and laughing again. After 12 years, she could not speak. And we were pretty stunned, but we take very particular care in the overtones of the music, the beauty of it, and the melodic content, the textures, the harmonies. We're very specific, and after a while you develop an intuition for that. Every age group and every illness needs something else.
Music is medicine.
Absolutely, la celestial medicina. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well said. Music is medicine. But beyond that,
Yes. So imagine what it can do for the kids of
the
today.
kids,
Yeah.
it will release their creativity.
Absolutely.
Right.
I'm going to
All
share
kinds-
off the
Yeah.
beat.
All kinds of music, and not
Yeah.
necessarily only classics.
That's right. All
But
kinds
there's-
exist.
We
Yeah.
need all,
All
types
kinds,
of music
yes.
to express different types of emotions
Absolutely.
that we have.
Yeah, a
If we
smorgasbord.
want to be able to capture all our emotions,
Yeah, we need a painter's palette, a full painter's palette, like Maestro
Correct.
Valenti says.
Yes.
It's very important.
One of the first assignments I ever had in an abstract art class at the university was draw Dvorak's New World Symphony.
Yes, yes.
How do you draw a symphony? Well, go listen to it and draw it.
And draw it, yeah. It comes somehow.
You know,
It-
draw the emotion. It was
Yes.
very abstract art
Yes,
class,
yes.
but it was a challenge. It opened up a whole new concept to me.
Yes.
right?
Our children need that.
They do,
Yes.
they do. And combining art with music is also becoming very popular. I like to do that when we put on symphonies or Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony and have the children do their paintings, and their stories are absolutely incredible. They love it, it connects them to the music, and it connects me to the children. It enables me to see who they are and what they're about and what they're interested in.
After being a teacher for over 65 years, I tell my students, the older students that are dealing with university type work, which is quite heavy as a project, I have what I call the sandwich system. The ones that are musically inclined, I say 15 minutes or a half hour on your music, put your school work on a bridge table,
Take a break.
take a break and go to the schoolwork, 15 minutes or 20 minutes or a half hour later, go back and forth, the sandwich system.
It's a very brilliant idea.
What
Very
I-
good.
And
Yeah.
And I started this about 40 years ago.
Okay.
It's called the sandwich
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
And you find the mind,
Rests.
different parts of the mind resting and being ready for the new
Yeah,
action.
it's an excellent way to
Really
do it.
works.
Yes. And students need to know, they need to understand the full concept. So Maestro Valenti would be explaining all that during the lectures and the programs.
Oh, it's so exciting.
It is exciting.
Tell me some
it's
more.
a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Well, I'll let Maestro Valenti come and continue. But, but what he said is very, very true. A smorgasbord of different styles of music. For me, it's just picking and choosing and being very selective in each style and choosing the most lovely, the most uplifting, the most positive pieces in each style. So it doesn't necessarily have to be classical, because even in classical music, sometimes some pieces are very dark and gloomy. For example, you would never play, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony while you're driving, something that's really explosive or
You wouldn't?
I don't think so. I wouldn't attempt it.
It's pretty mild compared to some of the stuff I play while driving.
Oh, is that right? I guess we're all limited.
Heavy metal,
Right. But using adagios, we were talking with Maestro Valenti in great length about incorporating a lot of the adagios of the piano concertos and symphonies, and that would be a very good tool for people with post-traumatic stress syndrome or coming home from the, overseas during these very stressful times. They really need to know how to relax to very beautiful music.
I don't want to lose track of the children
Yes,
and
absolutely.
their parents
Yes.
and the possibilities for schools.
Yes.
That once they get this going, the parents are going to want to come and attend
Yes,
and
and they
enjoy.
should, yes.
And it could be a fundraiser for schools.
It could be a
Yes.
wonderful fundraiser, and it should be. Yeah.
My background is finance, and so I'm always saying, well, how does that work?
Yes.
You wanted to bring something that you have performed.
Yes, yes. I, throughout all the different, all the years I have been teaching, I make my teaching very individualized. Every group is different where I teach. I teach at music academies and music schools and community centers and churches. And we always have different groups, and whether I'm teaching piano or voice or composition, there are different challenges. So I've sort of branched out into many different areas other than classical. This first piece we're going to hear is entitled Bluebird on the Piano. And we're on the piano, we're up in the higher register imitating the sounds of the bluebird. And I like to incorporate nature's sounds on the piano, like water or ocean or fountains. Piano music lends itself to that. And for the children, the Bluebird has been a very powerful tool. That's all they ever talk about after one class. I'll hear it 2 years later. They really, really love the sounds of a beautiful bird. So I got the most pure sounding bluebird I could find. I searched all over Canada for it. I actually got this from the Edmonton Zoo.
Oh.
But it's a piece of music that delights children. It creates a very sparkling atmosphere in the classroom, from a foundation from which to go forth, and after that we can, teach them Mozart, Beethoven, Rachmaninoff, whatever.
Perhaps this might be a good time to pause and listen to
Let's listen
Adeleina
to
or
it.
watch Adeleina.
Yes,
Both
yes.
watch and
This is a
listen.
little interview from my internet concert, and also the Bluebird afterwards. This Bluebird is on the performance.
That one's on the piano.
That one's on the performance.
Yeah, very good.
Very beautiful tone. Wish I could sing like that.
Let's view that now.
My name is Adeleina. I'm a professional concert pianist, concert singer, and composer. I've dedicated my whole life to music. My family has been centered around music all their lives. My parents and grandparents were also pianists and singers. It's a lot of hard work and dedication for those who truly love it. And if you do, there are many wonderful results. My parents and grandmother came out during 1956 revolution in Hungary, which was a very stressful time. My father was a music teacher there and my mother a singer. And coming to Canada was a very difficult path, but proved to be a very good path in the end. When they came to Canada, they were very poor, and when I was born, I was amidst the aftermath effects of the revolution. As a child, I escaped into the magical world of piano music. And when I went into my piano room to practice, I said, I'm going to my piano garden to explore the magic of music. What it signifies the most to me is the pain and the fear, the torment that my parents went through. And as children, we're very sensitive to what our parents have been or are going through, and especially through all their stories. They're really quite amazing to listen to. And this piece was very easy for me to write. It came very naturally. So I hope that in some ways it captured the flavor of the difficult times of the Hungarian Revolution. My first piano composition is entitled Fading Pictures of a Revolution.
Well, now I
Tell her
don't
to
know
wait till the
whether
end, because the little bird flew away. Okay.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Earl Beecher. Our guests are Adeleina, whom you just heard playing beautifully. What, Bluebird on the...
Bluebird on the piano, one of my own compositions written for children.
One of your own.
Yes.
And Maestro Joseph Valenti.
Thank you.
And that's such a joy to have you here. Adeleina, I want to get one thing in. You studied in Europe, didn't you?
Yes, I did, yes.
At the...
I started at the Franz Liszt Academy University of Music in Budapest.
That's a magic name, Franz Liszt, when it comes to the
It
piano.
is, yes, it is. Yes, we got to perform and study in the room where he taught and on his piano as well. And it's always a very reverent and magical moment for us
It
to do that.
should be.
Yes, yes. And the Hungarian culture is very rich in classical music, and we would hear concerts night after night after night. They'd have, 3 or 4 concerts every night, and people would always be going. Very rich in cultural heritage, which I would greatly advise for children.
I want to thank you both for being our guests today on Adventures in Life. And I want to mention one thing. Maestro, you mentioned other symphony orchestras might be interested in working with you on the program that you're presenting. Right. So that we want to get that in also.
It's very important because we'll already have a package so that we just go in.
You can just show them how to do it and put it together.
All we need is the musicians to add to it.
Wonderful.
And be a good fundraiser and a good exposure to the young audience.
I'm getting the symbol. Thank you for joining us, and please join us soon again for more Adventures in Life.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think